biggest trade in NBA history just happened. We got Luka Doncic going to the Los Angeles Lakers. I was laying in bed. It's 12:30 a.m. Eastern when this happens. I thought I was dreaming. I thought I might have died. I thought Shams got hacked, and it turns out he didn't get hacked. It's a real trade. Luka Doncic is heading to the Dallas Mavericks with Maxi Kleber and Markieff Morris for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 Lakers first-round draft pick. The Jazz are also involved. They get 2 second-round draft picks and Jalen Hood-Schifino. Boom! Like, my mind is blown, dude. I have never in my 11 plus years covering the NBA talked with executives after a trade who have been more just baffled and confused by something happening like this. One executive texted me. He's like, sure, maybe the Mavericks were tired of Luka's antics and all that, but how do you not hit up all these other teams? How do you not go for it and try to get more from these other teams with a bunch of picks? So there's a lot of confusion around the NBA, just like there is among fans, just like there is among media, just like there is with players too. Dave McMenamin, the trusted ESPN reporter, posted on X tonight that he texted a Lakers source that LeBron James was at dinner in New York after the game at Madison Square Garden, and he didn't know this was coming. I don't think anybody knew this was coming. Mark Stein, a trusted Dallas reporter, Dallas-based reporter, he reported that Luka did not demand a trade. So nobody really saw this coming, apparently, other than Nico Harrison and Rob Pelinka. Those two sides of things here, figuring out what exactly is going to be happening here. So for the Lakers, this does signal they're going to do whatever the hell that they want to do. The Lakers in this position, they trade Anthony Davis, a LeBron James clutch client, and they do it for Luka. This is a future-focused move, and of course, it's a move to help today as well. But clearly, this is a move for the Lakers building in the long term. Luka is signed into the distant future here. They have years with him. He's always been rumored to want to go to either the Lakers or the Heat if he were to ever leave Dallas. And granted, this has happened without a trade demand necessarily. It is fascinating here. So you have Luka going to pair up with LeBron James. In the short-term things, my first reaction is, well, the Lakers, they're the 5 seed right now. They're still trying to compete. They need to add a center as well. They still have more moves to make. They're going to be active over the coming week. I would imagine more moves to come for the Lakers. But purely Luka going here, this has to be a good thing. This has to be a good thing because think about, we have a quote from Tim McMahon over at ESPN. He got a quote directly from Nico Harrison. Nico Harrison said, I believe that defense wins championships. I believe that getting an all-defensive center and an all-NBA player with a defensive mindset gives us a better chance. We're built to win now and into the future. Tim McMahon followed up with a post saying, the Mavs had major concerns about moving forward with Luka due to his constant conditioning issues and the looming commitment of another Supermax contract extension. So that's the Dallas side. We'll talk about the Dallas side in a minute. But for the Lakers side of things here, look, you get Luka paired with his idol, LeBron James, right? So now he's in a situation where he's going to be learning from LeBron James. I'd imagine this is good for Luka to end up playing with LeBron. I would hope this is good for Luka because everything Nico Harrison said in that quote is 100% true. It's just the honest truth. Luka has had conditioning issues. Remember Nico Harrison pulling the drink out of Luka's hands last year after the Western Conference Finals, pulling the beer out of his hands because Luka, he likes to drink. I would hope being paired up with LeBron is good for Luka. That's the commitment that the Lakers are making by doing this deal. They're banking on Luka maximizing his upside and being that guy to take over for LeBron in the years to come whenever LeBron does decide to hang it up. For the Dallas side, boy, do you buy the reasoning that Nico Harrison put out there? Do you buy that he's just doing this to bolster their defense? Do you buy that he's doing this because he believes it enhances their chances to win a championship? Or do you think that there's something more here that Luka demanded a trade? What do you guys think in the chat? Because I'm curious about this aspect here. I don't totally buy yet that Luka didn't demand a trade. I don't buy that there wasn't some indication here. But to the credit of Dallas, as Bobby Marks posted on X tonight, Luka was in line to receive a 5-year, $345 million contract extension this summer. And now he's no longer Supermax eligible with the Lakers. Augusto said in the chat the Mavs could have asked for the entire Lakers franchise. Israel said, why trade him to a competitor? Alex says LeBron gets traded to Golden State very soon. See, I don't know. I just can't see Jeannie Buss signing off on trading him. I just don't. Benji asked, how is this the best trade offer available? That's the big question. To me, that's the question here. How was this the best offer? It was the best offer because the Mavericks didn't call other teams. That's what I'm hearing from the executives I'm talking to here, is that the Mavericks didn't make calls to all these other teams with a ton of picks. They didn't call Houston. They didn't call Brooklyn. They didn't call OKC. They didn't call these other teams. That they just wanted to deal him to the Lakers here for AD. So that suggests to me, at least, that when you think about the best players in the league, they realistically could have traded Luka for. I would think, in the eyes of Nico Harrison, the GM of the Mavericks, and that franchise, AD was the best player they were going to get, that they weren't going to be able to trade Luka for Victor or Tatum or SGA or Giannis or anybody like that, that AD was the best guy that they could get in return, and that this trade is all about building a championship roster. Kyrie's been awesome this year. To me, he should have been an all-star. I think he's one of the biggest snubs. Clearly, the Mavericks are in a position where they're just trying to bolster this team. AD, Kyrie, Lively, all of these role players, and they're trying to go for it here. But Luka's unbelievable, dude. Like, I just can't believe you don't get more here. That's I don't know. I'm just shocked here. We all are. Everybody's shocked. Everybody in the world is shocked. Everybody's shocked. We're all shocked. All 2,400 of us watching. Please give a thumbs up if you haven't done it already on the YouTube page. All of us are shocked. Every GM is shocked. Everybody's shocked. Everybody is. Chris Bauman says, what's next for the Dallas Mavericks? I think they kind of sit tight. I mean, you got a balanced roster. You got Kyrie, Spencer Dinwiddie, ball handlers. You got Klay Thompson, Max Christie, shooters. You got PJ Washington, Najee Marshall, Max Christie himself again there as versatile players. AD's versatile. You got versatility in the front court with AD and Lively, or AD and Gafford, or just one of those three. So I feel like the Mavericks roster has some balance to it at this point. Donald says the Luka LeBron defense is about to be horrendous. I think that's true, but the offense could be absolutely magnificent. And so for JJ Redick, maybe we do see some unbelievable layers to this offense, but like AD was a big part of that, man. AD actions around the elbow, AD screening, rolling. The pick and pop with him was becoming more predominant this year. The offense is going to have to be overhauled in the middle of the season. And with Luka out right now, there's not a lot of practice time with him. Who knows? He might not come back until late February. So for the Lakers here, you lose your center. Your defense sucks as is. Your defense is about to get even worse, you'd think. The Lakers are they're the 5 seed at the moment. They're only 2.5 games up from the Warriors on the 11 seed. There's a chance the Lakers slide here down the standings. They're going to be figuring out this new situation, this new rotation, this new offense. And you get the Clippers on their heels at the 6th seed right now, a bunch of teams that are trying to win. The Lakers could fall down the standings. That wouldn't shock me one bit here. Nick says Luka and LeBron orchestrated this. See, Nick, that's my conspiracy theory side of me here. There's got to be more. There's got to be more to it, because there's been rumors for years that if Luka ever leaves the Mavericks, it'll be to the Heat or to the Lakers, because in Miami, he appreciates their culture. He loves the weather there. That's always what was reported from people around the league. And then with the Lakers, it's because it's the Lakers. Luka wants the stage. He wants the spotlight. He wants to be a national star. He wants to follow in LeBron's footsteps. That was always what people around the NBA in the know said about Luka if he ever left the Mavericks. And so then this deal happens where the Mavericks don't get anything near value that you would anticipate that they would get. And you're telling me he didn't demand a trade? I just don't buy it. I don't buy it. I would imagine there was some indication. There's some indication that he might go, that he might leave. I have a hard time wrapping my head around that this was all Dallas not wanting to pay him $350 million. This was all Dallas worried about his conditioning and all of this. I just can't fathom it's all that. Is 2.5 years left on his contract. They must have known something. They had to have known something. How could they have not have known something? Like, was Luka going to opt out in 26? Was he actually only on like 1 year remaining on his deal? Is that a possibility? Could Luka have walked in 2026? I'd imagine they knew something. And we just haven't heard that in solid reporting yet. That's my gut feeling here, is that the Mavericks knew Luka wanted to leave in 2026, or he could demand a trade this offseason. And it was that, in addition to all the other stuff they're spinning it as. That's my gut feeling. LeBron just posted on X in response to NBA insider Bill Ryder from CBS Sports. He reported or said LeBron had grown frustrated with Anthony Davis. And then LeBron quoted that and said, "You a effing lie," with with a Pinocchio emoji and a clown emoji. I didn't see that coming. For what it's worth, I hadn't heard anything about LeBron being frustrated with AD. You a lie. You a lie is funny though. I love social media because like this stuff can happen. A player can respond live in the moment and immediately dismiss a report. That's so good.